WSSU Ram Nation, it is a new day on MLK and in the CIAA. SJG here at Anderson Center, where we just had the introductory press conference for Tory Woodbury as the new head coach of Winston-Salem State University. Now, as you can see, it's snowing here, but the snow didn't stop anything when it came for folks to come and support Tory Woodbury. There were a lot of folks, his family, friends, former teammates, administrators that were here to celebrate the new head coach as he took the reins of the program that he once played for. Editor SJG here, guys, a little bit later and a whole lot warmer. In the midst of all the Ram excitement, all the new press conference, the snow and everything, I forgot to make sure that we heard from Chancellor Benita Brown. So I definitely wanted to make sure that you guys heard from her. She talked about the search. She said, some folks thought maybe she didn't know football, but she said she knows ball. And she said she has the leader that she is looking for. So let's hear from her, and then we'll get to the rest of the exclusive HBCU Game Day / WSSU Ram Nation interviews. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely a great day to be a Ram. Thank you all for joining us, even in the snow. That's dedication. I like it. But we are here today for a momentous occasion. When we began a search for a football coach, first of all, I think everybody thought I didn't know nothing about football, but I love football, so I know a few things. But I was thinking about what a next leader should look like. What do I want in my next leader? Any of you all who know me know that student success is my thing. So first of all, I was looking for somebody who understands the students, who will take care of the students, but at the same time, who will push the students to be great, not only in the classroom, but on the field. I was also looking for somebody who could bring the community together, to bring them back to Bowman Gray, to bring us some excitement and energy, because we all know that athletics is the front door for the university. I was also looking for somebody who knows a little bit about resources and fundraising and can help us regenerate some energy to help people support the Rams football program, because it has a long legacy, a long, deep, rich legacy. And we want to continue to support that. And finally, we wanted somebody that was going to win. Yes. And so as I was thinking about that and we opened the applications, I want you all to know that we got almost 100 applicants for this role. There is so much buzz, excitement, and energy about Winston-Salem State football, that people from all across the country were calling us on a daily basis about this position. And names surfaced, names were thrown at us left and right, and we vetted every single one until we found a name, a person that kept coming up over and over again. And I was like, who is this person? I've got to figure out who this is. So we did a little research, we did a little talking. And when I first talked to this person, all those 4 things that I just named, he just said it effortlessly without me even prompting. He said something about each one of those things. And so I am excited to be here today to, I guess not announce, we announced last week, but to present our new coach, Coach Tory Woodbury. And I do think it's a great day for Winston-Salem State. And I ask for your support. Ask for your support in many, many ways. Not only to show up for the game, show up for our students, celebrate us in the community, bring your friends to the game, join us in this effort as we start a new era in Winston-Salem State football. So welcome, Coach Tory. We're excited to have you.
So let's get started. First off, we have Chris Hairston. Now, Chris Hairston is not a Ram by attendance. He actually played college ball at Clemson before he went on to the NFL with the Buffalo Bills and the San Diego Chargers. But he remembers being a kid growing up here in Winston-Salem, watching Tory Woodbury work, and he is currently in the coaching ranks himself, and he had to come and pay his respects to Tory Woodbury. So let's hear from him. Any memories of him and what he means to you guys?
Oh, first off, special dude, man. The memories start when I was a kid, coming up to see him play over here at Bowman Gray. We've been connected in other places. He coached me in high school over at Culver High School, and he's always kind of been in the community, somebody that always reached back. He's been an inspiration to a lot of people, myself included, especially. I heard the news on Instagram, and I knew I had to be here for this press conference. It's a new, exciting era for Winston-Salem State, and I'm excited for it. And I know, a lot of things are gonna change, a lot of things are gonna grow, and I see a new era coming, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, what do you think it means just for the whole community to have him, not only be someone who's, a Winston-Salem State alumnus, but again, just somebody that's from the community that, the young people can look up to, and, who's also, gone around the world and came back home.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a lot of places. He's had a lot of success in football, but even before that, he's touched a lot of young folk in the area, and you can't replace that. That's not something that can be faked, and it's exciting to see, man. Somebody that has been around, helped so many people, to continue seeing his success and coming home to bring that success here it's just a new day, man. New day. Excited to see how it progresses.
All right, so you heard from Chris Harrison. Now let's hear from the man who brought Tory Woodbury to WSSU as a walk-on and turned him into a two-time CIAA champion, a CIAA Hall of Famer, and eventually an NFL player, as well as his assistant coach. So that would be Kermit Blunt. And I talked to him about this road home for Tory Woodbury and what it's been like for him watching it all go through. Here with Coach Kermit Blunt, the all-time winningest coach in WSSU history, Hall of Famer, maybe 2 times over, or I don't know, maybe they did it all at once, who knows. But yeah, just talk to us today. We're here at the announcement for Tory Woodbury. Just talk about what it's like for you to see this young man that you brought into the program and coach with you now become coach of you guys' alma mater.
This is as I told John Dale, this is a very glorious day to watch a young man that you see as a freshman, as a student athlete, become a player, become a starter, become a 2-time champion, become an assistant football coach, work in the NFL, play in the NFL, work at every level, HBCU level that there is, and now to have the opportunity to step up and be the head coach here is a plus.
Yeah, no doubt. And not too long ago, you were in his shoes. Obviously, this is Tory's day, but we're not sitting here without you. What was your introduction like, and do you remember any of that and the feeling?
Yes, I do. Nervous. Energy level was good. I felt prepared because I had been around the right people, and I know he's prepared because he's been around the right people. The stint that we had at Delaware State, I kept him around me and I kept him near me through everything that I was doing, because I knew eventually he wanted to do this. He wanted to get back to Winston, come back home to his alma mater. So to have him to do that today and sit in the audience and watch him as he's grown through, it's a tremendous feeling.
Yeah, and I guess you now also know, being in his shoes now, that being the head coach, being the alumnus, and how things can get. What advice would you give him, just as they go through and try to rebuild this thing like you had to do?
Well, there are a lot of things that you have to be aware of when you become a head coach. That there's so many different avenues you have to take. There's so many different people you have to deal with, and part of it just comes with learning. A lot of times you really can't say what somebody needs to do. You can only try to help guide them if they need your help. But certainly some experiences he's going to learn on his own. But I think he's prepared. He understands how to assess the situation before jumping into it. And I think the biggest part of it is just being patient and understanding that you don't always have to make a decision right away. There are things that you have to do, sit back and look at, and then you make a decision based on what you think and what you've come up with.
Right, and then lastly, he talked about you having to suspend him a couple times, and I also saw some film. It seemed like sometimes he got out there and threw the ball a little bit, and then you like to run the ball a little bit. What was it like coaching him as a player and going from being that guy that you had to suspend a couple times to where he is today?
Well, we had to suspend him because he was doing things in the spring semester off the field, and I couldn't discipline him then like I wanted to. So the way I was able to accomplish that is setting him out during the A&T game. I knew that meant a bunch to him. I know he wanted to to participate in that A&T game some kind of bad. That was his thing. And so the first time it happened, he thought he was going to play, and I didn't play him in 97. And then it happened again the spring of 98, and the fall of 98, I suspended him again. And once it happened again in 98, he understood that I meant business. And 99 and 2000 took care of itself. You know, that made him a better person. It made him a better player.
Awesome. Congratulations, Coach. I appreciate everything.
Thank you.
And good to see you here. Show
Appreciate it, man.
us now. Show us again. You got the rings. Which ring do you got up here?
That's that's 1977.
Okay. That's the first one.
That's the start of the business right there.
That's the first. So there's 12 now, and I guess you got number 12 to try to get you to 13.
Yeah, hey, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. So another person that is in the Tory Woodbury story that is very important, Latanya Lamont. You may remember her as the former head coach of the women's basketball program. Well, she is now a major gifts officer for the athletic department, and she's working with sponsors to get money and get funds. And she also let us know that there is a special deal for the WSSU folks who want to pick up season tickets. So listen to the end and you'll hear that. Before you were the head coach, you growing up here in Winston-Salem, and I understand before Tory Woodbury was Tory Woodbury, you knew him growing up. Is that correct?
T. Woodbury actually grew up in Happy Hill Gardens, which was the other neighborhood that I grew up in. We would be down at the rec center in the park, and he was very athletic then. So, staying with his grandmother, who was beloved in our community, and then moving over with his mom and all. He's done great. Went over to Glenn High School, and when he was able to play, he excelled.
Yeah, no doubt. And so both of you guys were here in college at the same time as well. You playing basketball and softball, and he playing football. What was it like to see him, become the guy and win some championships then?
Oh, watching him become Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It was interesting at the time, because you got to remember, when you're little kids, you both have dreams and goals, and then to see someone fulfill it, and then they get here in college, and then they excel. I was more happy for him than anything. And then with his little signature, when he would always do the Superman thing, and then when I saw Cam Newton do it, I was like, oh my God, he copied Tory. But the great thing about it, when we were in sport management, just listening to his story of always wanting to become a head coach, and his goals and dreams of coming back to Winston to be a head coach, and now seeing it fulfilled was amazing.
Yeah, no doubt. And obviously, this is an experience you had. You were able to come back to your alma mater after being other places and become a head coach. Just talk about, what it was like watching him up there, and then, obviously some of the things that, he'll face. I mean, today's a nice day, everybody's smiling at you, and then the real work kind of begins, right?
Yeah, the initial press conference is the greatest, because the emotions hit you that, wow, I made it. I am sad that his grandmother wasn't here to see that and be a part of it, but I know in his heart she's always going to be there with him. But that's the easy part. The hardest part is now the buy-in you're going to have to get from your team. Also the recruiting, letting people know who you are. Even though people know his name, they still got to get to know him. Winning, he's got to preach this culture, preach the turnaround of what he's expecting from the team and from the players. Like, all that starts today. Like, he's probably going to be on the phone with them, trying to get to know them, trying to get them to buy in, talking to the parents to see where their thoughts and aspirations are. And then he got to get on the recruiting trail. Like, are you going to bring in transfers? Are you bringing in junior college kids? How many kids are you retaining? Like, all of that now goes into play. So the easy part is over. Now, this is the hard part, getting ready for the season.
Right. In preparation for the season, I know Athletics has launched a giving campaign. I think it's called Restore the Standard.
Yeah.
Very nice name. Talk to us about that and how folks can give to that to help support,
Yep, Restore the Standard is a slogan by our interim AD, Eric Burns. That's what he's campaigning on right now. And so my thing was, why not use that? And so we're using that. The We Not Me is Tory's. That's his hashtag, and that's what he's going to be going by to sell this team. So we put them both together. So what we're trying to do is, one, he's 4 scholarships away from being fully endowed or being a fully functioning team. So we're wanting people to give the money in order for him to have the 4 scholarships he's in need of, which is about $32,000 times 4. So you can see where those numbers add up. We also want to make sure that we build an area for the guys to be able to have food. A lot of schools right now are doing those training tables. Do we have the facilities and the money for the training table? No, but we have the need where we can do smoothies, we can do fruit, we can make sure that the guys are eating so they're getting stronger and healthier. Even with the peanut butter sandwiches, you'll be surprised at what that can do for the body and for their system. Not only that, we're also looking at ways that we can get even stronger equipment for them so they'll be a little bit better. We want them to be healthy, we want them to be strong mentally, physically, and then we want to make sure academically they're excelling.
Awesome.
But I tell you what else too, this week only is a discounted rate for season tickets. I think they forgot to mention that today, so I'm going to mention that now. Please call the front office downstairs for your season tickets. There's no way you can do it online. I'm so sorry, but you can call or come by. I'm telling you, get your tickets down. It's going to be exciting. You know, he talked about the type of team he's wanting to have. And so if you want season tickets, they are discounted. So if you call this week only, you can get a discounted rate. All of our Horns members, they received information about season tickets last week. So our Horns members know what to do in order for them to secure their tickets. But if you are the outside public, we're asking you right now, come get your tickets. They are going on sale at 3 o'clock today, and they will go up until Friday at a discounted rate.
All right, guys. And last but not least, the guy you're really waiting to hear from. I mean, all these other folks were great, but the guy that you're waiting to hear from, and that is Tory Woodbury yourself. I had a chance to get a one-on-one with him after John Dale. You know, he's a little bit senior for me, so I let him go and then me. So here we go.
Have you spoken with Dalen yet, and how's that going to kind of go with the team that's already here?
We haven't had an in-depth conversation just because of the process and how it's going on. You know, I do know he's into the portal as well as other kids have. I mean, that's the process, that's the business we're in. I've had a lot of knowledge and being an NFL scout with free agency, so I know how to kind of operate. So we'll get together. I think they're going home, so I sit down with him, kind of see what he's thinking, and just go from there.
And you joked up there about, you know, seeing games when you were a little kid. What kind of is your earliest memory of Winston-Salem State? Do you have one?
Oh man, I do. I was just playing with the Tiny Indians when I was like 7, wearing number 4, playing quarterback, and that was back in the day where you can wear your jerseys to the game. So I would go play a game early in the morning and have on my full uniform for damn near 24 hours, just getting into the game, running around the bleachers, and I knew kind of then I wanted to be at Winston-Salem State, and it just came full circle.
And 30 years ago, in January 1996, you came on this campus, and now you're the head coach. What does that kind of sound like to you?
Well, I don't think you had to put a number out there, John, but you know, you want to put it to 30 years. It lets you know that time flies, waits on no one, and I'm just blessed. I'm really blessed to sit here talking to you. You first come to me as a player, as a youngster, as a knucklehead, to the man I've grown now. So it's just full circle, and I'm just embracing it all.
Congratulations, George.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right.
Congratulations. Thanks, Steve.
Congrats, man. Congrats.
All right. So let's see. All right, Coach Woodbury. All right, Coach Woodbury, you obviously you know, again, very familiar here. Just I did some reading and I saw that Mr. Sam Davis was someone that was special in your life. You know, I know you talked about your grandmother, but just talk about him and what he meant to you and how, you know, someone like him would feel to see you here as the head coach today.
Oh man, I know he'd be very proud and ecstatic. He's actually responsible for getting me to play football. You know, I remember just sitting on the porch and he begging my grandmother to let me play. You know, and she finally broke down and let me come out and play quarterback for him for the Tiny Indians. So he's really the reason that I guess you could say Tory Woodbury started. And I know he'd be very proud of me. He instilled a lot in me at a young age that I kind of carried with me. And you know, to lose him was a big thing, but I know he's smiling down as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, as you know, you're coming off of, you know, you've been in a lot of different places, but obviously you're home now. Just your last stop over in Norfolk State, Michael Vick. I know I talked to him during the MEAC press conference before the season. He said you were a big part of what they were doing. How did that experience, along with the others, but just that experience maybe prepare you for this? Because it seemed like you were very involved as one of the veterans there as well.
Well, it prepared me very well, just being an assistant head coach. Pretty much you're next in line if things were ever to go wrong. So just leaning on Vic and his knowledge, the way he brought exposure, the way he treated the guys, and kind of, you know, I took some things from him, and at the same time, I was kind of the older coach, so I was doing a lot of teaching myself. So it was just preparing me in hindsight that I didn't see coming to be standing here where I'm at today. So I just take all that knowledge that I gathered over the years, even last year, and just kind of formulate it and put my little twist on it, and here I am.
Yeah, no doubt. And, your message to WSSU Ram Nation, I mean, obviously, there's a lot of excitement here with you coming back, and you talked about also, being here as a kid. How important is it to you to get everybody to come and be a part of what you guys are doing, not just the students, but also everybody?
Oh yeah, it's very important for me to get out into the community first and foremost, get all the alumni back. With football, basketball, get them all back, make them feel like they're a part of something. That's my first goal, to reach out to those guys, get them to the games, have them come and talk to my student athletes first and foremost, because they're going to make this thing go. It's not just about us, and you hear me saying my motto, my slogan for the year is "We, not me." It takes all of us. So that's my first and foremost. I know my alumni ride for me. We have that pride, so reaching out to our six, that's not going to be a problem to get those butts in the stands, man, and put out a good product for the world.
All right, guys. So, look, it has been, again, a beautiful day here on the campus of Winston-Salem State University. Snow is falling, and it feels like Christmas. I'm not going to lie. Again, I've been pretty transparent. This is the guy I felt was the right hire for the job for a couple of years now. I've been hoping that this day would come, and it actually has come. A lot of excitement in the room, and that's something that we need. The football program has a lot of history. And there is some really great days ahead, I believe, but it's going to take a total team effort. We have the guy to galvanize the WSSU, the Winston-Salem community, the HBCU community, and the football community under Tory Woodbury, but it's gonna take support. Again, as Coach Lamont is going and soliciting those dollars from donors, super important there, but you can also donate as well. I'll make sure I drop the link below, but go ahead and donate. If you're able to pick up your early season tickets this week, make sure you go do that as well. But let's move forward and make it feel like Christmas every day. So catch you guys later. Thank you so much for watching WSSU Ram Nation, and we'll see you next time.
Ram Nation, this is your head coach, Tory Woodbury. Good news. Get your early discounted season tickets this week and this week only. This week and this week only. You heard it first. Discounted season tickets. Let's go, SU. We, not me.